right now, because our stronghold is in the UK, that's why we started with, UK sessions. Later on in the future, we'll be starting with, USA, Australia,
So
Germany.
that would be good, yes.
Do you have any slides to share, or we'll just
No, I was not able to do it because I had like very tight schedule
okay.
and I was on that type of run. So I even tried, but I couldn't find any time because all the legalities I had to sort out, and along with that, my duties were very strict, so I couldn't
Okay.
manage.
No problem, no problem. Even I'm just going through the questions once. Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll keep the session for about 30 to 35 minutes maximum. So
Perfect.
we'll conclude it.
Yeah, yeah, that is absolutely fine. That much is enough.
Yeah.
Have you already received the questions from other doctors?
I think this morning this evening at 3:30, I had a session with Dr. Atharesh. It was quite similar. He
Okay.
had about 5 slides. Every question, what I asked him, he just prepared a slide on it. That's it.
Okay. All right. Are people joining in? Not yet.
No, I have to start the webinar.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just started the webinar. People can start joining it right now.
Yeah. So this new Inspire IMG is also the endeavor of Go Campus.
Yes, it is an initiative by Go Campus, but it has nothing to do with the actual. Go Campus is the brand under which we have different companies.
Okay.
Hello everyone, good evening. Today we have Dr. Krishna to talk about her PLAB experience. So, right now, she's a junior doctor working in the UK. So, she's come on board, to answer all your questions, which in regards to the PLAB pathway. And by the end of the session, all of you, will be having a clear idea on what to be expecting once you go to the UK and starting your first job. So, without waiting, I think, Dr. Krishna, you can start off by introducing yourself.
Okay, thank you, Chandan. Right. Hello, everyone. Wait a second. Can everyone see me? Can everyone see me and hear me?
Yes, I think you're quite audible. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's start with introduction. I am Dr. Krishna Tavrawala, one of the doctors over here in UK, generally known as Dr. KT. So I just started my foundation year 2 in emergency department at East Sussex Healthcare in last July. So if I look into my phone, don't think that I'm disinterested. I have all my points in my phone. So I would just go through that. Okay. So I recently joined in July. And how did I manage to come over here? So let me just take you through that journey. So, and that would be very brief because I'm here to talk to you about how is my life as a junior doctor. So I started my journey in August 2020 when I started preparing for OET. And then I gave my OET in October, gave my PLAB 1 in August 2021, right 1 year after the preparation of OET started. Then I gave my PLAB 2 this year in February, received my result in March, applied for GMC registration in April, and in May, I was able to get a job offer over here. And yeah, I started my job in the July. So as you could have got a brief idea that this entire journey took almost 2 years. So if you are thinking that, oh, chalo, let's today start preparing for PLAB, I'll get my job, ain't gonna happen like that. You need at least 1.5 to 2 years. And honestly, my journey was very smooth. I did not get any cancellations. Like other people have got cancellations for 6 months, 1 year. Luckily, I did not get any obstacles in my pathway. It was very smooth. And that's still, I took almost 1.5 to 2 years to start working over here in UK. All right, so one of that thing you should keep in mind. Now, how did I get job over here, which is our main forte of this webinar? So after I completed my PLAB 2 exams, I did 2 attachments. First attachment was in Manchester in GP surgery provided by Go Campus, and another one, which I found out by myself with the help of my friend, which was over here in the same hospital. So during that attachment, I managed to understand that there is some vacancies available or there is some opportunities over here. Now, how to get job in UK is a big question for everyone. Till now, whatever I have figured out, 3 easiest way is number one, you have to make an account on Track Jobs and you can apply for jobs on that website. And next is get an attachment in whatever hospital. If your attachment is long enough, you will understand that if there are any vacancies or there is any chance that you can get into the same hospital or into the same trust. And third is agencies. I'm not very sure about those, but over here, people do have some sort of agencies through which they get jobs. So obviously, I took an attachment, I got it over here. Let's dig into the detail. How many applications I did and how many job interviews I had. So I also have applied for almost 30 to 35 jobs, on track jobs, which is very less in compared to other people. Many people have applied for hundreds of jobs, and they might or might not have got response to that, because even though applying for 30, 35 jobs, I got very mixed reaction to that. um, so what happened with me, I started applying in April as soon as I received my GMC registration. In this process of application, at that time, in July August is the time they start recruiting. Just couple of days ago we had an induction, the new entire new set of FY2 doctors have joined. So July August is the time when people generally join, so June would be the time of recruitment, while I was applying in April. So I have received mails regarding you have to wait till June or whatever. So there was a delay, and I was honestly, I did not want that. I just wanted to start working as soon as possible. Then I received a couple of mails of rejection. Now they generally do not tell you that why they have rejected your application, but I just wanted to know that what went wrong over there. So I just opened my application again, and I tried to understand that what was the job requirement and what I was applying for, what the personal information that I have provided wasn't it good enough, and I realized that those jobs were for the higher levels like ST3, ST4, or something like that. And I applied for that. However, my level is for FY2 or maybe ST1, not more than that. So at that time, there are chances that you can get rejection. Moreover, your personal information in your job section is very important. You literally have to sell yourself out, advertise yourself, what you can do. You have to portray that, because over here it is something that you don't they don't care about knowledge. Your knowledge is tested in lab 1, your knowledge is tested in your medical school, but they need to know about your skills. So focus on that, try to show how skillful you are, and that's pretty much it in your, and advertise that I can do this, I can do that, I have done this, I have this experience, and that will give a very good impression upon that. Next step, job interview. How does the job interview take place? So I have appeared for at least 4 to 5 job interviews, and then I selected this the same hospital where I was having attachment, because I was more familiar with this hospital. Now all these interviews were almost similar. It is 40 to 45 minutes in length. There are 3 sections. First section is introduce yourself and more likely to be verbal about your CV. Next is clinical questions. The interviewer will ask you different scenarios that is clinical based. Third would be ethical questions. They would ask certain scenarios in which you have to act ethically. So basically what you do in PLAB 2 interview is similar to that, but very quick. So, and the third session would be some modification into whatever scenarios they have given you. And if it is like this, then what will you do? All right. So you will have a good idea about that. There are certain videos available on YouTube that will give you some idea. Am I going too fast? Are you guys catching up? Okay, am I going? Is it like too fast or something? Just let me know.
I think this is fine. Yeah.
Okay. So after that, I got selected for all those interviews that I have given, and then of course I had an experience in the same hospital, so I picked that job because I knew that how the things are working over here, because system in every trust is completely different, and once you get more friendly with your colleagues, then it is really helpful to you. So that's how my interview took place. And I received my, so this was my aim before I came over here for my plat 2, that I will go back to India with the offer letter in my hand. Before that, I'm not going back. Many people go back, it's fine, it's because entire process happens online, but I was just very pertinent about that, and no, I'm not going empty handed, and that what I did. I managed to get my job while I was in UK. I received the COS, a sponsorship letter, and job offer, and then I came back to India to get my tier 2 visa. Now, let's go ahead with how is my journey as FY2 over here? How is my life? So I work in the emergency department. Over here in emergency department, you have all sort of patients. Everything comes to the emergency department. So in India, casualty or emergency department is like those extreme patients of trauma or cardiac arrest or stroke. It's not like that over here. Even in emergency, of course this patient do come, after all it is emergency, but general OPD patients also come over here because it is very difficult to get appointment at your GP or the doctor in your community. So they, if there is something acute like fever or something, abdominal pain, fever, chest pain, they would straightly come to emergency department. Even if they are having an itch, they would come to emergency department. So it's like OPD and casualty ka mixture. So you need to understand that it's not like, oh, just adrenaline rush. No. So, and emergency department has different sorts of rota, which is your schedule. Now, every trust has different rota. My trust provides rota for almost upcoming 4 to 5 months. So you can plan in advance that if you want to go on annual leave, or if you have some other plans, if you want to present your research, if you want to have a study leave for your exam. So that's how you get, you receive your rota accordingly. Now, as I work in ED, I have different shift schedules. Like, okay, last night I had my first night shift. So I can say that I have done all the shifts so far from 8 to 5, 10 to 8, 2 to 11, and night shift. So these all type of shifts are available over there. You can go ahead. There are some posts which can uh, allow you to have the rota of your choice, but in my it is not there. So you can just go and talk to your manager regarding that. How is my work environment? Amazing. My trust is known to have most cooperative colleagues and most amicable atmosphere. So I'm very lucky in that case. My consultants, my middle grade doctors, and my entire staff is so much helpful in all the way possible. So you don't feel like you are a new person to NHS or you are a junior doctor. No, not at all. They are going to help you, and in fact when you are little bit embarrassed that should I ask this or not, they would come to you and ask you that is anything wrong, do you need any help. So smallest thing like do I put my signature over here or not, that type of thing you can even ask to the consultant. So I'm very glad that I got that opportunity to work in this trust. All right, and let's go further, that what type of skills that you need to know while doing in your first job in UK. So all the basic skills that we learn as an intern in India: catheterization, IV cannulation, blood sampling, PR examination, suturing, everything is required ideally. But what if you are not good at it? For example, me, I am not very keen with suturing. I can do on an average skill, but I cannot do as good as job like other people can do. So if someone comes with any injury which needs to get sutured, I would go to my colleague, my doctor, which is senior than me. I would tell him, I am a little bit uncomfortable to do this job. Can anyone help me? They are so glad to help you. They would send someone who knows that job properly. But you can do that once you are mastered in some other skills. So you have to take your colleagues into the trust, into the confidence that yes, I'm good at other things, but I'm not very good at this one. So they always help you in that. So basic skills you should know, because what happens many times, there are so many patients. Obviously, so many jobs like catheter or cannulation or blood samplings are done by practitioners or HCA healthcare workers or nurses, but they are so busy and you need to have sample quickly. It is better that you do it by yourself. You just put a cannula, start the fluid, and instead of waiting for your nurse. So it is always handy and helpful. Beside that, this is the skills that you need. And next thing is, okay, if you are a little bit still thinking that how would the experience in NHS will be, it is going to be my first job as a foreign doctor, don't worry, there are so many like us. So many people are IMGs over here. You will find a lot of IMGs in your hospital. All are struggling with this, and you all will be together in this struggle, and you will enjoy this. Trust me, you're going to enjoy this. This place is very nice. And yes, most important thing, residence. Many of us are thinking that where will we live? So there are two options. Number one, hospital residence. You can apply for hospital residence when you accept your job. At that time, if they do have vacancy, you will be lucky enough to get hospital residence. Other option is renting a studio house or whatever apartment. So those are available on share room or other websites that is also available online. So you can find residence accordingly, hospital residence or renting a house, apartment, whatever. And that is very convenient. Also, they do have like local landlords that they do give their properties to on rent, which could be available on Airbnb or Shareroom or not. While you come over here for plap 2, you will get to know much about that, because there are so many people that are available who do rent their properties like that. And I took one of those property while I was doing my plap 2. So yeah. uh, and last thing is food. Food over here is very convenient. You will get all Indian food in all superstores. You don't even need to go to the Indian stores. And if you want to know more about that what kind of food you can get in the superstore, I have made one video on my Instagram channel. You can go ahead and have a look at it. So you will, otherwise, if I start talking about food, it will take one entire hour to give all the details. So yeah, that is one video I have put on my Instagram channel. You can go ahead and check that what kind of options you will have if you are vegetarian, if you are Indian. But you are still, if like, oh, I want my mummy ka khana, then bring your mummy with me, because no one can cook like your mom. Alrighty, so yeah, that's pretty much overview of my journey. If you have any questions, go ahead, ask me. I'm all yours. I will answer all of your questions now. You can just switch on your mic and have conversation. That would be fine. Is it okay?
Dr. Krishna, as this is a webinar, I don't think so that they can unmute themselves. If somebody has a
Okay.
question, you can just raise your hand. I'll unmute you or allow you to speak.
Okay, yeah, that would be fine. One of the question I have received from Karthik Madhav, that is it very hard to enroll in FY1? How long we have to wait? All right, so generally, if we have completed our internship, we go for FY2, because we did have done our house job as an intern in India. So better to apply for FY2, not FY1. You deserve to be on FY2 or higher grade if you have completed your internship in your homeland. Job to Getting a job is a long process. Honestly, many people haven't got their jobs yet, even though they have applied in hundreds of hospitals. So you have to be very thorough with your personal information that I mentioned. If you have done attachment, it is tiny bit easier because you know that hospital. But if you want to know the duration, 4 to 6 months at least minimum, you will have to wait to get a job. So yeah, minimum 4 to 6 months. Yes, I have my friends who have started applying in last December and they managed to get in this August. So yeah, it could be a little bit tedious, but if you have put a proper CV, proper personal information, you will get interviews more often. How long did you do your rotations for? Okay, so I am not in a training job. I am non-trainee, which means I don't do rotations. I am appointed as a FY2 foundation year 2 doctor, or you could say an SHO in the emergency medicine department. So I am going to work in the emergency medicine. I don't do rotations. But if you are under the training, if you get training job, then you go for rotations, like 4 months in emergency, 4 months in GP surgery, 4 months in medicine, 4 months in neurology, 4 months in psychiatry. That does happen. Okay. Are there any groups of accommodation for PLAB2 on Facebook and Telegram which can be followed? Of course, you can. There are plenty of groups that are available on Facebook, like IMG doctors. So many groups are available on Facebook. Accommodations for PLAB2, whichever academy you are going in. I went with Aspire. They do have their accommodation. Or other academies also have their own, and there are many people who are renting put their properties on renting nearby these academies, so you can easily find it on Google, so you can find that. Okay, next question is, can you be little specific about CV and the clinical attachment when we came for PLAB2? Okay. So first, when you are doing PLAB2, go ahead, do your PLAB2. That is very important. First, you clear that, then everything else is there. For clinical attachment. So on track jobs, you can apply for clinical attachment as well. On NHS job, you can apply for clinical attachment. You can find on even Reddit or LinkedIn, you can find doctors' email addresses and you start emailing them. And when I say emailing them, one polite email, I want to start joining, and then just spam them with that email again and again and again and again. Like I sent 300 emails or maybe more to get one attachment in different hospitals. And after those are almost 3 to 400 emails, I received like 10 replies from them, because at that time they were not having clinical attachment because of COVID. So yeah, you can get the email addresses of the doctors from LinkedIn and track jobs and NHS jobs. You can Google them and you can find it. Okay, next is, oh my God, there are so many questions. Hold on, hold on. Other websites. Okay, track job is the website where all the trusts put their advertisement, and another one is NHS job, which is under some, I think that they are updating it or something, so they are making new. But track job is the one of the most standard one. I applied on both NHS jobs and track jobs, but track jobs is the best one you can find. If we want to do FY1 program, it is important to do internship in India. Internship in India is compulsory for our MBBS, I think. So it is better that you finish your internship and come over here as an F2. Okay. I meant to ask the observerships before you got the job. How long did you do that for? Okay, my first observership, that is called clinical attachment, was for 10 days in the GP surgery in Manchester. And then I did my another clinical attachment in the same hospital for 2 months. Ideally, it was for 1 month, but then I realized that over here there are chances of getting jobs. So I extended my attachment for another 1 month and I managed to get my job. So yes, 1 month, at least do for 1 month, so that you can make a bond with those doctors over there and you can like tell them, I want a job, please can you help me. If you're doing just for 15 days, you don't have that bond with them, because on weekends you won't be working and you will not be in touch with them. So it is better that you work, at least have 4 months of attachment. Difference between training and non-training job, Adip Kanuga. Okay, so Mr. Kanuga, that is a very deep topic. Non-training jobs are generally which we get as like separate doctors for particular field. If I want to simplify, I would say like that. You are picked up by the trust. Okay, that is called non-training job. Like, and training job is something especially for the students who have studied over there. So they will have a training job, and they have rotations like we do have in India or South Asia, like our internship: 1 month ortho, 1 month surgery, 2 month surgery, 2 month medicine, 1 month psychiatry, like that. While yeah, so this is the difference, I would say. In training, for 4 months of rotations you would have. In non-training, you are working in the same department for the longer period of time, and you are appointed by the trust itself. Okay. As you know, we haven't done much for our CV, so the importance of CV matters more than the time of FY2 job or IMT job. Yes, actually, your CV is very important because it does increase the points. So, and later on, you would also have an e portfolio over here. So, if your CV is strong, you're highly likely to get a job over here in UK if your CV is strong. So, your for first job, CV is important. Then gradually, you will be taken care by. Okay, Karthik Madhav, you have raised hand. If you want to say something, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Don't call me
Ma'am,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes.
Actually, I'm a fifth year medical student. I have just completed my fifth year. Sorry, I have just completed my fifth year, and I'm about to enter sixth year.
Mhm.
And I think you're actually aware about the war situation in Ukraine, and we are also pushing NMC to take a decision because we are not able to go back to Ukraine. But recently, NMC have released one gazette, and in that gazette, they have told that those who have completed their final year, they are
Hmm.
allowed to do 2 year internship in India.
Yeah.
And but for our year, it is not clear. We hope that NMC will tell the same thing to us also to do maybe 2 year internship in India
Yeah.
after our FMG examination.
Yeah.
But ma'am, sorry, we have to wait a long time to get an internship in, especially I'm from Kerala. So we had to wait a long time to even to get an internship in Kerala. And we
Yeah.
had to do 2 years also there. So it's actually a huge time lag for us. So that's why I was asking, if I actually apply for foundation year one, is it very hard to get as compared to foundation year two?
Yeah, so your condition is exceptional, and over here we do get so many students from Ukraine and Russia who start as FY1. So if you start sending the mail to particular trust, you would get answer to that, because if you go on Google and search for the trust, like mine is East Sussex, that is Middlesex. So many trusts are there. Just go open the websites of this trust. They do have information for the students from who has graduated from Ukraine, because one of my colleague has is from Ukraine. She studied there and she directly joined as FY2. Okay, she did not go with FY1. So just go ahead and have a look at the website. They do have
Can you tell me the name of the website? Any?
every trust has their own website. So if you just go ahead and check NHS, first is NHS website. They do have a
Okay.
lot of information on nhs.uk. Okay,
Okay.
over there you can find, and then you can get a list of the trusts which are in UK. There are many, so like hundreds of trusts are there. So just go ahead on the nhs.uk website. You will get the information or the list of the trusts that those are working over
Okay.
here, and you can get information because every trust has their own criteria. So if they are accepting you as an FY1, that is perfect. You can just directly come over here. You don't have to do 2 years of internship in India or FMG.
Okay, okay. So I have to find that trust and I need to contact them, right? By mailing some like that, right?
Yes, you probably will get information from their website though.
Okay, okay. And as you mentioned about skills, right? That is it anything that can be that will add value to our portfolio?
If you have any research paper, if you have done any
Actually,
on.
I have done some sort of research in my university. Actually, it was an international medical congress which was conducted by our university, and a lot of countries are actually participating in that. I have done my own thesis there with the help of my professor, and I got some pretty decent rank in that. So, can I add that in the CV of? CLAP?
You can add everything that you have done in your CV, dear. You can add whatever researches, audits, paper. If you have your name in your journal, put everything in your CV. Everything is going to be counted. These people love to
Okay.
know that how much of the efficiency you have. So go ahead, put it in your CV.
Okay. And do you have any new information about any research, or can you tell any type of conference or anything which I can further add to the CV of lab as per your experience?
Well, as of now, I am unaware because I just moved over here. So I'm just in that hustle. But if I come to know, I would just upload on my social media. So you would come to know about that.
Can you tell me your name?
Yeah, it is Dr. Katie off duty.
Dr. K. Dr. Katie?
Off duty.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can get it over there. Okay,
Okay.
You can just leave that on chat so people can
yeah, could
easily
put
get
that. Okay, I have another
Okay, thank
question.
you.
What about doing? You're most welcome. What about doing PG in UK? Most of the doctors who go to UK usually opt for medicine or surgery. But what about doctors who want to pursue specialty like anesthesia? Does IMGs get into specialty apart from MRCP and MRCS? Of course, over here they have no restrictions upon any of the branches you want, and there are multiple pathways. So, okay, there is a huge discussion about this. Let me just give you a very brief idea. In India, we have NEET PG. If you get good score according to merit, you get admission in whatever branch. Over here, there is no such exams like that. You get into the branch you like IMT, and then you appear for exams like MRCP for physician, MRCGP for general practitioner, MRCS for surgery, MRC Psych for psychiatry, MRC EM for emergency medicine, MRC OG for obs and gynae, etc., etc. There are certain branches like psychiatry, GP, anesthesiology, ophthalmology, ENT, neurosurgery. I think, yeah, that much I can remember right now. This all goes under MSRA, that is multi-specialty recruitment assessment exam. So you have to appear for that. If you clear that with a good score, you will be able to get into the any pathway of your selected branch, which I mentioned before. In IMT, you can directly go into IMT by giving interviews. So you don't have to give any entrance exam to get into the PG. So PG is, there is no PG over here. You just work and work, and meanwhile you give an exam and you get your degree. Yeah. So, and you become consultants like that. So there is no exam for, and there is no entrance exam. You have exam to become consultant. You have exam to finish one step. It's like that. So you will not become an MD. You will become MRCS or FRCS or something like that. When did you do your internship? Oh, it's a long back in 2017-18. How to enroll in training job? You just go ahead and check on the track jobs. If they have any vacancy for training job, you can apply over there as well. How do we proceed with specialty training after FY2? While you are here doing your FY2, you will get to know there are multiple pathways. You can give MSRA, or you can give an interview for whichever specialty you want, ST1, CT1. Go ahead with that. Is specialty training equal to DM in India? Okay, so good question. If you are doing MRCP, it's MD in India. If you are doing after MRCP, if you go for neurology per se, then it is DM in India. So over here, they don't give this name of MD or DM. It's very American thing. In Britain, they have MRCs. Okay, so it is like master degree from Royal College. So when you go for IMT study, the duration of IMT is internal medicine trainee. So the duration of it is 8 years, 9 years. So first you do core training for 2-3 years for your medicine, and then you go for your specialty of cardiology or neurology. And at the end of that, you appear for MRCP exam. During that, you start giving the steps. Then you give your, I think, CSAT for your consultant's exam, and then you become a consultant. There are other pathways like CASPA and whatever, but PACES, sorry, PACES. For those who have done like jobs for 3 to 4 years in India for whichever particular branch, they can directly go with the PACES and become the registrar in the same field. So it's not necessary that you join as an FY2. If you have done job for 3 to 4 years in India, for example, in endocrinology, you were a doctor of diabetes in 4 years continuously, you can directly apply for registrar's post over here. So it's not like that you have to start from the scratch. What did you do in India post internship? I did jobs in one I did in psychiatry, another one in medicine and cardiology. Doctor, I want to be gynecologist consultant in UK. What is the procedure? What MSRA exam and MRCOG exam? Okay, so Charisma, for gynecologist, you have to appear for MRCOG once you get into gynecology. I'm not sure whether gynec is in the MSRA, but I need to check that. You can go ahead and check on the Google. Just put it that is OBGY included in MSRA route or not. If it is there, go give MSRA, gain good score and get into OG. If you cannot, if OG is not included in MSRA, then you just have to go with the interview and start ST1 in OG. After 1 year, 1 or 2 year in your training, you can go ahead and give your MRCOG step 1. Doctor, I want, okay, that happened. Will the duration of specialty training in UK same as the DM duration in India? Okay. Over here, studies are very long in compared to India. In India, MD is for 3 years, DM another 2 or 3 years according to the branches. So it would be 5 to 6 years in India. Over here, it is 8 to 9 years, depending upon which branch you take. Because if you do GP, just 3 years. If you go ahead in neurology, 9 years. Neurosurgery, 9 years. So yeah, it's longer than India. Could you tell us what your CV included? Oh, my CV included a lot of things. My jobs, my research papers, my audits, my achievements, everything. If you have received any awards, go ahead with that. If you have done any leadership, if you have been part of any volunteering group, if you are part of Go Campus, they will tell you everything that what they have. So yeah, that would be they will provide all the information for that. But yes, you can, that thing is also available on GMC website. You can go ahead and check that what type of I mean, how much points do you get for each of the achievement that you have. Do we have to renew our GMC registration after any particular number of years for immigrants? Yes. We have generally we annually have to renew our registration. And actually, when you start a job over here, you have to update your employer. Every time you change your job, update your employer. Every year you have to renew your registration. But that is a very, see, these things are very far ahead. First, you all have to think about your pleb 2 and getting the job. Rest of the things are very official and legal things that will take place accordingly. So don't worry about that. There are so many colleagues and you will be having a lot of people with you who is going to help you out. Okay. Any other questions? Did I miss any questions? Do you want
So
to know?
I think that will be all the questions, Doctor. So
Huh?
that will be all the questions. There are no more questions. So if in case, if there are, a few important tips that you would like to give for the IMGs right now, so what would that be?
Okay, so as they asked me a lot of questions, I realized that many of them have not even appeared for PLAB. So take one step at a time, because that would help me. I did OET without thinking of PLAB 1. I did PLAB 1 without thinking of PLAB 2. I did PLAB 2 without thinking of, no, I did PLAB 2 with the thought of getting clinical attachment and job. So yeah, While you come over here to UK for your PLAB 2, try starting applying for your clinical attachments because it is little bit difficult. It takes 2 to 3 months to get a hold on that. So that is one thing. But if you have not even booked your PLAB 2, then just focus on one thing. First, English proficiency test. Finish that, then PLAB 1. Finish that, then PLAB 2. Go ahead with one thing at a time. Don't do everything together. It will be difficult. And don't expect that today I have got an idea of coming to UK and yeah, you are here. No, it's not going to happen like that. People have waited for 3 to 4 years. Their journeys have been really long because of COVID as well. But yeah, 1.5 to 2 years is definitely minimum. And prepare properly. Yeah. We have got question about audits. I found a hard time finding any in med school. Any ideas how I can be part of one? Oh, very difficult questions. You have to join any research groups, or you can, if you're working in one of the hospitals, like multi-specialty hospitals in India, they do have audits. So you can just ask your consultant if you could be the part of one such audit. They would help you in that. Any specific websites for recommendation for clinical attachment? As I mentioned, for clinical attachment, you have to send mails to the consultants, and that will be available on LinkedIn, Track Jobs, and NHS Jobs. You can find consultants' email IDs on these websites. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't be much worried about how will things be once we come over here. It's going to be smooth. Just take one step at a time. Then it will be easier. If you do everything together, you will be frustrated. Don't do that to yourself. Okay. Any further queries?
Yeah, I think that you've answered so many questions now. I think there's one last question. Yeah.
As you said that your journey of being a junior doctor has been pretty long. How do you handle the intense situation? Do you feel nervous about it? If you have done internship, you will know. If you have done your job in India, you would know that how difficult could that be or not. But it just comes in that endurance come with your practice. So it's not tough, or I don't feel any intensity to like overcome with. It's just you get used to your work. That's it. Okay, yeah, I think that's all we have got. I think I have answered all of your questions, right? And
Yes.
I hope that you got answers to majority of your questions and I was helpful. If you need more information, you can find it on my social media. Okay.
Yeah. Doctor, do you want to tell them about your social media, or if anybody can get in touch with you, how would
Yes,
that be?
sure. So I also have a YouTube channel with the same name, Dr. Katie Off Duty. You can see that in the chat. It is mentioned over there. My Instagram and YouTube both have the same name, Dr. Katie Off Duty. However, my YouTube, because of some technical issue, is not working for now. That's why I'm uploading more videos on Instagram to be more helpful with you, and it is more accessible. So go ahead, have check my Instagram ID, and you can have plenty of idea about how my life is going over here in UK, and how it changed, and what changes you need to bring, and what you don't have to. So you will understand everything. Don't worry much about it. I'm thriving over here, and you will too.
Yeah, I think we can conclude the session on that. Yeah, I think that was a really great session. I hope everybody's questions were answered.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dr. Krishna, and all of you for attending this session today. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. See you guys.
thank you then. Yeah, bye, all of you.
Bye.